What's up? Welcome back to my little corner of internet. And this one, we talking all things black. We talking about black culture, black theory, black thought, black literature, black hair. Yes, black hair. Because if one thing that is culturally black, whether you're a reader, a writer, an athlete, a corporate worker, a child or an adult, a male or a woman, one thing that black people stand together on. Look at the back of my house. This is amazing. We shift the camera. One thing we all have in common is our kinky, coily, curly, textured hair, and how is the best way to care for it. And I want to come to you and talk to you about my own personal journey and the journey of so many others, and maybe even help you guys with a text, okay, the science of black hair, that can help you reach your hair goals, and also just share some interesting insights that I've learned as a black woman, studying natural hair, learning how to care for my hair, and listening to women and men around me care for theirs. So let's get into today's topic. And if you like what you hear, make sure you smash the subscribe button, because I'm here all month. You know what I'm saying? I'm here all month for you. I love you. Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to black hair, it has always been a thing. We had the Black Panther movement that went back to embracing our natural hair texture, something that got rejuvenated in the 90s and then again in the early 2000s. And then we also have people putting out documentaries like Chris Rock's Good Hair. And then we even have people who are utilizing our hair to make very negative and nasty comments about us right there in the media, including Karush saying Blue Ivy was nappy headed when she was literally a toddler. And the 2007 radio host who declared that the Rutgers National College team were some nappy-headed hoes. There is a stigma about having kinky, coily, coarse, textured hair. And there are a lot of myths out there that make it difficult for us to really embrace our hair, to love our hair, and to grow with our hair. And it's even impacted me. This is probably the healthiest my hair has been since I was like 11, because I did not know how to care for it. And we gotta thank good old YouTube for coming through, thanking the texts people have written like Miss Audrey Davis, thankful to brands like Sunny and Denby who offer education plus products, and so many others that allow us to reprogram our conscious thought and our subconscious thought about what it takes to grow our hair and how we should feel about our hair. Because let's be honest, a lot of the way we care for our hair is determined about how we feel about our hair, and that's determined about how our hair has been conversed about internally and externally. So where we come from, a place of normalizing relaxers and weaves and extensions and all of these things in order to deal with our hair, to cover up the parts we don't like, to transform our hair from this place to down our backs. We have to ask ourselves, are we caring for our hair, or are we disguising our hair? And if I be honest with myself, a lot of that time was me disguising my hair because I didn't know how to take care of it properly, and I wanted to have beautiful hair. And the best way to get there, and the easiest way to get there, and eventually I began to believe the only way to get there, was if I added a track here, or I add extensions there, or I had a perm, or I had heat, and all these things. And it wasn't until I discovered this brand, Sunny and Denby. So you can find it at sunnyanddenby.com. She makes all natural hair products. Oils, conditioners, shampoos, shampoo bars, all kinds of stuff that helps us with our hair. And so when I discovered her on Instagram, and when I did, not only was she teaching people about her product, she was also teaching them how to care for their hair. And it was then that I started getting the keys to transforming my hair. Now, over time, me and her became really good friends, and I, in fact, help her with a lot of her marketing things now. One thing she taught me was that this book could kind of answer a lot of my questions regarding black hair. And it did. So if you haven't heard of it, it's called The Science of Black Hair by Audrey Davis Sivalsky, I believe. And it was something that I personally needed because it started to teach me some of the ideas about how we should care for black hair, like a reference guide. And it started busting a lot of the myths that surrounded black hair. For one, they broke away from the myths that because I was a black woman, my hair would not grow past certain lengths. And they did that by utilizing science to show me and giving me applicable solutions to where I thought, oh, I'm gonna be stuck with my hair always sitting up here, to where now I can pull my hair and I can see that it's growing, and it's, it's past my collarbone. It's getting, to the length that I'm looking to see and that I would be happy with. I can't even see the background. But anyway, and so how she does this is she tells you, like, hey, I know you probably heard, like, black hair doesn't grow. But the fact is it does grow. It's just kinkier. And then, therefore, there are certain ways you need to care for your hair in order to see what you want to see. So based on this book, I'll tell you some of the key takeaways I've learned and that I use and that you can use, or someone else you can use, to grow your hair back, to take care of your hair, to get in a healthy state, whatever it is you need to do. One of them, sadly, was I had to give up weaves and extensions in order to ever see my hair goals, because yes, they are pretty, and yes, they do offer length retention, but sometimes they add to things like breakage. And so sometimes it's breaking at the roots, sometimes it's breaking at the ends, sometimes it's just causing dryness because you can't get to your scalp, sometimes it's too tight. So one thing I decided was, like, hey, if I really want to do what I want, I have to give up the weaves. I have to wear my hair in a way that allows it to be growing. Another thing I had to do was commit to moisturizing my hair on a daily basis. Dry hair is never going to be what you're looking for. You shouldn't have your hair dry. You shouldn't have your hair tangled and matted. Like, I like to keep my hair in braids at night, or in styles that I know I'm not going to have a lot of matting and a lot of dryness to it. Another thing that she taught me in the book was, she taught me about moisture. She taught me about the extensions. That was another really causing a lot of damage. She taught me about using very healthy hair products, which I kind of knew already because I remember I discovered the product before I discovered the science. And so she kind of told me I was on the right track. Like, don't use sulfates, parabens, heavy butters. And, like, again, it's so many women out here who are running natural hair pages. So, like, they can tell you, or I think this book is actually available for free on PDF. You type it in, you'll probably find it. If I could also do the heavy lifting of putting it in the description box, I'll do that. But what I'm saying is, long story short, when I learned the science of taking care of my hair, my relationship with my hair changed. First of all, my thoughts about my hair changed. Then when my thoughts about my hair changed, the way I handled my hair changed. The way I handled my hair changed, the results of my care began to reflect that change. And then I was able to consistently move towards a program that would allow me to see growth and to see change in the care of my hair. So what I'm telling you is, one, you have to bust away from the thoughts, the myths, the things that keep you in the ideology that you have bad hair versus good hair, nappy hair versus whatever, dry hair, hair that only breaks, hair that won't grow from here. You have to take yourself out of that mindset, because if you believe that, you can't change. My ear just started ringing out of nowhere. Anyway, so if you believe that, you literally can't change. And if you can't change, then you can't ever experience a new reality. So one thing that works for me always is science. One thing that I can always find answers is in a book. And so when I was gifted The Science of Black Hair by Miss Audrey Davis, I really learned so much. So for instance, she gives me the outline of a healthy care regimen. She says, healthy care regimens promote one or more of these basic principles. Carefully plan your strategic product selection. Get products that work for your hair, that don't have a bunch of dirty chemicals. If you can't read it, it's probably not good for your hair. Okay? I use Sunny and Denby. You can try them, or you can try another brand, but understand that if you can't really read the word, it's a chemical and you can be avoided. Optimal moisture levels maintained within the strands. I personally try to moisturize my hair every single day. If it's in this day, I still try to put something in my hair. And then like I wore it out for 2 days. Yesterday I sprayed some leave-in conditioner, and then I put it back. And then today I might actually go ahead and do a moisture thing, because it's been too long for me. Protect your hair shaft and ends from heat and physical damage. I don't use heat. I don't use combs. I don't use brushes. Protect your hair. Low manipulation hair styling. Yeah, again, no heat, no comb, no brushes. I'm doing it by my hands, or we're not getting it done. Don't use chemicals or chemical processes, at least no more than every 10 to 12 weeks. So me, I gave up, perms, relaxers, dyes, anything that was going to alter my hair, and then diet and my body maintain at peak levels. I already was eating really well, and I was already going to the gym, so I didn't have to worry about that as much. But by doing this, she says, you can see your hair grow. And that's all I did. That was my only thing that changed. And I've seen my hair really grow. And I guess what you would have to understand about this story to understand the impact is I always had some shitty ass hair. Like I just never really cared for how my hair was turning out most of the time. Like I wasn't happy with my hair, especially as much as I'm happy with it now. And so I from a historical and academic standpoint, understand why I felt that way and how many people feel that way because of the stigmas around black hair. But I also was able to break free of those stigmas by understanding the history, and then understanding some solutions to my own personal hair care issues, and combining the two. Not only can I finally get the hair that I've always wanted, which was hair to my tailbone. I still have a long way to go, but we're going to get there, watch. Finally, you can start seeing opportunities to actually get there without just wishing for it, and understanding that, hey, this is really normal, but it's not. How you feel is not fact. And some of the things that even people say day in and day out isn't true. So that's my little bit of Black history for today, which really leads me to say, if you have hair, love it and care for it as much as you can. And if you're having any type of hair issue, like, get the book and get Sunny and Denby products. One thing that I did is started using it on my friends and family, and even the men in my life are now seeing their hair grow back so healthy because of Sunny and Denby products, because of the science that I found in these books. And so, yes, utilize some of the wisdom that we can find within our own culture to fix our own problems, because we understand this, right? Like, I don't think anybody was approaching black hair with so much science and thought as I found in this text. And because I'm a person of science and thought, that's how I understand things. And so for me, it was a game changer. And if that's like you and that's how you learn, like a reader, writer type of person, and you're having hair issues, highly suggest getting the book. And that's my little tidbit and my gift to Black History Day. A quick review of my hair / a book about my hair. Hope that helps. All right, I'm going to catch up with y'all next week.